What's up, fight fans? Greetings from the Wrestleverse. It's your boy T-John, and it's time for another supercharged ride through the Wrestleverse. Guess it is time for the rundown. All right, so as promised, guys, we will be talking about AEW Dynamite that went down last night, and boy, that joint was a banger. Probably the best AEW episode that I've seen this year. Like, I'm not saying a lot, but I definitely had a good time with AEW Dynamite last night. It was super awesome. But before I go all the way to the end, we got to jump all the way to the beginning. So let's get started with how the night started. So I knew that this was going to be good, though, because the very first fight was between FTR. So you had Dax and Cash going at it, and it was a very intense fight. Like, things got a little heated after an eye poke, and these guys really went after each other. Now, this was, of course, for a spot in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, and, I mean, Dax was about to hit him with a sharpshooter, kind of like he was like contemplating it for a little bit because, you know, that is still his teammate, that's his partner, that's his brother. So he didn't want to do it. And so Cash actually took advantage of that and almost rolled him up in a pin. Dax countered the pin and ended up pinning Cash anyway. So they walked out with the dub. And then they embraced in like a little emotional state right after the win. So it's good to see that they are still cool and still, like this didn't like affect their friendship or their partnership at all. It was just a really good competition that got a little heated, but once it was done, it was done. Very awesome fight. Definitely check that out. Next, right after CM Punk takes the mic to kind of address his match that's coming up with Hangman Adam Page, and of course, Adam Page isn't there. And I heard that they had to make some major changes to this episode because Adam Page couldn't make it because he's in COVID protocol. But because of that, CM Punk takes the mic and just, talks his talk a little bit, talking about how he plans to be here for a long time, until the wheels fall off. He will keep fighting, and he does plan on beating Adam Page. I don't really see it happening, but, if anybody could possibly do it, it is CM Punk, so we'll see. We're just going to have to see. Next, though, the Blackpool Combat Club are just solidifying themselves week after week, bro, on how dominant they're really about to be. Like, these guys are going to be a problem. So in their 6-man tag team match against the Factory, they literally obliterated these guys. Like, every single member of the Blackpool Combat Club, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta just took turns beating the absolute crap out of the Factory. And as a bonus, they're all Philadelphia. They're all from Philadelphia. So from them all being from Philly, this had to happen. And the Philly crowd was going crazy last night for them. And of course, Wheeler Yuta ends up getting the pin while everybody else gets choked out. It was just a great, great match, man. So absolute banger of a match. Blackpool Combat Club walks out with another win. I think that they're going to be probably one of, if not the best stable that we'll probably see in our lifetime in wrestling, because these guys are all fantastic. They all have impressive resumes. I think Wheeler would be like the youngest, and even he's a dog. Like, this has such potential to be a classic of a stable, and I'm here for it. We are blessed to be in the presence of this freaking stable. I'm so ready for it. Next, though, MJF ends up being in the stands with some popcorn and champagne, a champion's snack, if you will. And, is just talking trash about, of course, Wardlow and his upcoming match with Lance Archer. And as part of, I guess, Wardlow's deal with still fighting, he has to come out with no music, in cuffs, surrounded by security. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to embarrass Wardlow, but if anything, it makes him look even tougher. It makes me even more a fan of him. So in his match with Lance Archer doesn't even wait for him to get in the ring. As soon as the cuffs come off, he gets to fight, and he jumps out of the ring and lands on everybody, and their match ensues. Wardlow hits this senton. I would never want to take a senton from Wardlow. That is wild, right? But the match goes on, and Wardlow just destroys Archer with some crazy power bombs. Hits him with the symphony, but hits him with an extra one. So that's 4 power bombs, decimating Lance Archer, and Wardlow gets the pin. So after that match, he walks back out, puts his hands out, gets the handcuffs, and just dips off. Wardlow's going to be a problem, but it turns out that MJF might have somebody for him. So next up, you have the Jericho Appreciation Society demanding an apology from Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz for what happened, I believe, last week or 2 weeks ago. And of course, in typical fashion, Santana and Ortiz give them the best apology they can with a good old middle finger salute. And so as their whole argument goes on, of course, there was promised to be no fighting at all in the ring between these two. Things get real heated, though, between Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston. And while Eddie Kingston is trying to, sun him, Chris Jericho gets real buck with him and tries to, kind of base him a little bit, telling him to sit down. This is his last promotion. Nobody wants him because he's a hothead. That's the last thing you want to say to a pit bull like Eddie Kingston. And he has him leaning all the way back because Chris Jericho came out his mouth and said, they're putting a hit out on Eddie and his boys. And if you want to do that, all you're going to do is piss off Eddie Kingston. So if you're going to come for Eddie, you got to aim to kill, boy. Like, it's going to be an issue. And I think Chris Jericho didn't realize what he has just started and ignited. But so, just expect this to get a lot more crazy. And I know we as fans are loving that. Next, though, was an absolute banger of a match. This Philly Street Brawl for the ages, bro. Hikaru Shida versus, one second. I clear my throat real quick. So you had Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb, and they went to absolute war against each other. I'm talking every weapon they could find on each other, they were using in the ring, out the ring. Like, I think she was blinded for a little bit. It was ridiculous, bro. It was absolute pandemonium in that ring. And it only ended after Serena Deeb targeted Hikaru Shida's knees basically the entire match, then locked in that sharpshooter that you see. And that made Hikaru have no choice but to submit. She took way too much damage to her legs. So with that being said, Serena Deeb gets the win. And I believe that probably ends their feud. So as much as I really like seeing them fight, I believe this was the last one. But man, what a fight that was. Next though, now this was a huge surprise. Not this part, of course. House of Black still going after Fuego, but what ensued after. So someone in a hooded figure entices them into the ring and brings out Penta and Pac. And guess who's in the ring? Yeah, man. Oh my God. Ray Phoenix is in the ring. So that means that the Death Triangle is back. And they went off on the House of Black, completely surprising them, knocking them back, having them go into a full retreat. And the Death Triangle are celebrating in the middle of the ring. They are officially back. And this fight or feud, whatever you want to call it, this rivalry that they're going to have with the House of Black is going to be epic, bro. Like, this development was huge to me because I love both of these stables. So this is going to be absolutely awesome. I'm so ready for a 6-man tag team match between them or just an all-out hellish brawl. I'm with whatever, bro. Whatever AEW is going to throw at us, I'm ready for it. But so now we have this hell of a 10-man tag team match that, I'm be honest, bro, anytime there's more than 6 people in that ring, I'm not taking that many pictures. It's way too much crap going on. So you're just going to have to see it, bro. It was ridiculous how much stuff was going on in that ring. It was a great fight, though. But this is how it ended. Lee Johnson is unfortunately the recipient of 4 running knees, all simultaneously hitting him in his cranium. It was over for him at that point. Ain't nobody waking up from that. Nobody's getting up. You are finished. And Adam Cole just took complete advantage of it and gets the easy pin after that. But it was a great match. Just poor Lee Johnson, man, had no chance after he was hit with that. He was out like a light. Finished, done, kaput. So that was that one. So now we move on to, yes, the best match, the main event, Scorpio Sky versus Sammy Guevara. And oh my God, this was intense and awesome. Now, as you know, this was a ladder match, but this got super intense. You see the barbed wire wrapped around one of the ladders. Scorpio Sky is the first to shed blood. Paige VanZant comes out in the middle of the match to help defend Scorpio Sky. Like, it was insane, bro, how much nonsense was going on in this fight. But it was so worth it. There was so much like craziness in this fight, and I enjoyed every second of it. Right before Sammy gets the belt, Scorpio Sky literally flips the ladder while he's on it, making him land on the ladder, and then Scorpio grabs the belt, regaining his championship belt. Man, that fight was fantastic. And I mean, the whole night was awesome. I gotta say, I literally enjoyed every moment of last night. It was so great. So with that being said, let's just get into the rating, shall we? We got 5 for Fight Forever. 4, this is awesome. 3, you still got it. 2, what? And 1, boring. Don't watch. You're better off watching me or one of my coworkers. So I'm giving it a 5, bro. Yes, I know, me, of all people, I'm giving something a 5, but bro, last night was so awesome. I had a great time with every episode, every storyline, and it was to perfection. And what's even better about it is the fact that, or the rumor that since Adam Cole got dragged into protocol, they had to rewrite the entire episode. So I don't know if they had to like come out with the bangers that they were saving, and now they have to rewrite something, or it just worked out so perfectly. But because of that, and the fact that last night was so good, I have to give it 5 stars. Last night was awesome, bro. It was so good. I had no complaints at all. There were a few bumbles, you know, like with Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho. Clearly, they forgot like the flow of what they were supposed to say to each other. But, you know, I can forgive that. That's fine. I don't give a hell. The action was amazing. And that's what I'm watching wrestling for, the action. Stories are good. The action is what makes wrestling the best. So that's all I got for you guys, man. That is your AEW Dynamite Rundown. Please, of course, as always, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe to Take It to the Ring. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at TTL Wrestling and Take It to the Ring. Follow All Real Crew. We will be doing some more stuff. We got an episode for you guys coming out on Saturday. It's going to be great. So ready for it, guys. And as always, we do have more things coming at you. Top 5 tonight. I believe AEW Rampages tonight. Something's tonight. I believe it's Rampage. I don't remember. I'll be doing it. Whatever it is, I'll be here. You best believe. So until then, though, guys, it's your boy T. John. And thank you for watching, as always. And until next time, guys, keep it real.